Hey guys, this is Dead3 here back once again, and tonight I'm going to be doing a ranking video where I pretty much take one of my favorite horror franchises and I rank them from my least favorite to my favorite in the series. I'm actually planning on doing three of these videos before Halloween comes around, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The series that I decided to start off on is really one that if I was to rank, my favorite franchises, this would probably be my 4th or 5th favorite horror franchise. I actually prefer other franchises over this one, but I still have a soft spot for these movies and still really enjoy them. So the video ranking I'm going to be doing tonight is the Friday the 13th series. And like I've said, the Friday the 13th series is kind of a hit and miss for me. Either I really like some of the movies in them, and then there's some other ones that I really just don't like, and I just, or if it's like the characters I just don't like, or something about it that I'm just kind of like, man, I'd rather be watching something else. But still, Jason, he's always been one of my favorite, killers in horror franchises, and, he's also probably one of the strongest ones, so yeah, I definitely love Jason and all of them. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first one I'm going to decided to do with my least favorite one, doesn't even have Jason in it, and it's Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, there was something about this movie that I just really did not like. I don't know if it was the characters or just the way the movie felt. I just didn't really like this one. I guess I just found a lot of the characters to be very unlikable. The only real character I liked was the main girl and then the little boy that was in it. Other than that, I could care less about any other characters in the movie. Of course, also, Jason's not really in it. He's just, just a guy running around in a hockey mask, which kind of ruins it for me. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to say, oh, well, the final chapter was the last one, but we're going to still do Friday the 13th movies, so let's bring somebody else in and dress him up as Jason. Is basically what they were trying to do. But, I didn't really like it. I did like the Tommy Jarvis character. I did like the guy that played him, and, yeah, I enjoyed some of the kills in it, especially the one where the girl's laying down on the mat, on the, blanket out near the river, and he gets her eyes ripped out by the shears. I like that death. But other than that, it's always been my least favorite. So Part 5 is my least favorite. Now this next one is another one that is really hit or miss because Jason's in it, but he's barely not even in this one. And it's Jason Goes to Hell. And one reason why in one way I like the movie, but I dislike it, is because Jason is barely in it, and the movie really doesn't make as much sense. Because throughout the entire series, you never get the effect of, oh, well, if somebody consumes Jason's stomach, or Jason's heart, or something inside of him, then they officially want to go out and kill people. That made no sense to me whatsoever. I like the way Kane Hodder, who played Jason, I like the way that he brings Jason out in his movies, and the way that he moves and things like that. Also, I really enjoyed the way that Jason looked in it. I liked how he looked all damaged and messed up and everything like that. And you could actually see like the top of his head was all bloody and stuff from all the stuff he's went through. So I like that. Also, I really love the unrated version of this because there's so much gore in this movie. This is probably the goriest Friday the 13th movie. Probably in my opinion. But yeah, again, this movie really doesn't make that much sense. It has, like the people that did the movie even said, this movie has nothing to do with any of the movies that came before it, and nothing to do with anything that came after. So, I mean, I honestly think this could have been better as a standalone movie. Just instead of having Jason as the killer, have like a different killer and then have this happen, then maybe more people would have liked it. But other than that, this movie kind of, not a bad movie, but it really doesn't make sense to me. Now this next one, everybody hates on this movie, and I guess it's because it's just so more modern, and, it's Jason X. I honestly really enjoyed this one. I think I saw it when I was pretty young, and, yeah, I just loved I love when Jason transforms into, the, whatever you call it, when he's all silver and stuff like that. I loved his look. I also like the chick in the movie turns out to be like sort of a killing machine and like sort of a cyborg like thing, a robot, and she basically just goes and just messes up Jason. Like I said, a lot of people, they don't like this movie. I honestly really enjoy this one. I thought it was really great. The kills were good. Kane Hodder was awesome in it as Jason as always. So yeah, this has always been a high point in the series, I think. Now the next one, out of the first 4 films, I have the VHS of this one. I definitely have to say that part 2 is probably my least favorite. There's nothing wrong with it. I just never really got into it like I did the first, the third, and the fourth one. But yeah, like I said, the death scenes are great. I like the fact that they ended up killing off the main girl in the first one because they wanted to start a whole new whole new story. So they went and did that. And for what it is, it's a really great movie. It's just not one of my personal favorites of the series. I liked all the characters in it. All the characters seemed fine. But, like I said, this has just been one of those ones that it was hit or miss for me. I mean, I still enjoy watching it, but it's just not one of my top favorite ones. But there's part 2. Now, this is another one that a lot of people don't like. And I think the main reason why I do like it is because all the characters are pretty likable in it. And then I just like the whole mood and feeling of this whole movie. Part 8. Now I know that in this movie Jason only gets up to Manhattan after the last, 20 minutes of the movie, and basically it's just him on a cruise ship. But I don't know what it was. I really enjoyed this one. I like the opening song. If you guys have seen the movie, in the opening credits and the end credits, there's a song that plays. I just like that one. Also, I just like movies that take place in New York City. I think it's a really beautiful place, and it's one place I've always wanted to, go to. And so, yeah, like I said, hit or miss for some people. I hated the guy that played the uncle of the main girl. He played he's really an unlikable character, but he's supposed to be really unlikable, and so for that I liked him because he's so unlikable, I guess. He played a very convincing douchebag, and of course his death scene is, we were just waiting on it. But yeah, part 8. Again, I know a lot of people don't like this one, but I honestly have a fondness for this one. Now the next one, this is the third in the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, and it's part 6, Jason Lives. Now in this one they get Jason back. Technically from part 4 they bring him back, and this has always been a really high point for me. I love the kills in it. I love the guy that played Tommy Jarvis. I think he did a good job, and of course the main girl. One thing I love are all the death scenes. Especially, probably one of my favorite scenes are when the 4 guys are outside and the girl are outside and they're playing paintball out there, and then Jason just comes over and just randomly takes them apart. I just love that. Especially the one scene where he just chops all 3 of their heads off at once. I just love that. And then when the cops come along and they're trying to, get all the kids in the one cabin, and Jason just goes on that killing spree. It's one of my favorite ones. My favorite death is when he actually pushes the guy backwards and his legs are out and he basically breaks the guy in half, basically. That's always one really cool scene. But yeah, part 6 has always been a real high point in the series. I really enjoyed this one. Now the next one is part 3. Now I really enjoyed this one. This was of course the first time that he got the mask, and I like how he got it. He basically just took this from some kid, that was wearing it or something, yeah. And, I honestly think that I've never seen this movie in full 3D, but I actually think that the 3D effects are pretty good in it, especially the scene when Jason crushes the guy's head and his eyeball popped out. I thought that was really good. You see all movies out now where they just use 3D and they just put random stuff that comes at you with the camera and they're like, oh, it's in 3D, it's great. No, those movies, I'm not a big fan of new 3D movies because they never use good reasons for the 3D. They just throw stuff at the camera like, oh, it's in 3D. Whereas this one actually did, the scene where, the guy gets his head, crushed, or the scene where Jason shoots the arrow out, the arrow's in 3D. Just stuff like that is actually good use of 3D. So yeah, this was a really good one. This is probably one of my favorite ones, definitely. Friday the 13th Part 3. And now these last 2 sequels were a tie for my favorite sequel, but I decided to put this one as number 3. A lot of people call this the Jason versus Carrey movie because the girl has telekinetic powers, but it's Part 7, The New Blood. I remember seeing this back when I was younger. I saw this, I think, before I saw a lot of the other sequels, and it's again one of my favorite ones. Like I said, the main girl, she's like I said, she has telekinesis powers and she can make things move and things like that, and I really loved how she used it against Jason. This is one of those movies where Jason dies like 4 or 5 times in this whole movie, and then he keeps coming back, which I love. She sets him on fire, she throws you know, she makes the entire roof come down on him and stuff like that. So that was really good. Also, this was the first movie that Kane Hodder played Jason in, and like I said, Kane Hodder is probably the best Jason in my opinion. And it really just in this one, you know, when Jason comes out, he looks all big and he's just going around and he looks like he just picks somebody up and crush him. That's one thing, you know. Also, all the characters seem, I guess, a bit likable. The main girl, the blonde chick, was really annoying, which, of course, when she died, it was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But, yeah, like, her, I really liked about she has, you know, her powers in this movie, and she uses them, you know, to help defeat Jason. So that was really good. Also, this was the first movie where Jason actually looked all messed up. And all the other ones, every time he saw Jason, he looked all clean. What he was wearing was clean. You know, there wasn't any, like, he wasn't messed up or damaged or anything like that, or he didn't look hurt. In this one, you can see his back all torn up. You can see the bones in his back, and he looks like he's just been through hell, which is what he's really been. So Part 7 has always been one of my personal favorites, and this is probably my favorite sequel, either this one or the next one when I'm showing them, which, as you guys know, I did a review for this next one, Final Chapter. Like I said, between this one and Part 7 are my two favorite Friday the 13th sequels. I just love this one. I really like Corey Feldman in it. You know, the little kid Tommy, where he has all the cool masks and all the, you know, all the monster stuff that he makes up in his room, which kind of reminds me of me because I have a lot of you know, horror stuff in my room. So yeah, just having that, which is really cool, and the fact that, you know, he was pretty much the most likable character, and I think he did this before The Goonies came out. I cannot remember, but this was like right when he first started getting popular, and he did really good. Also, the main girl in it, Trish, she was good too. The guy who played Jason was good. And this has some of my favorite death scenes in it. Like, what was it? There was one scene where the guy gets, he's looking for a corkscrew, and Jason stabs him in his hand, and he hits him in the face with a meat cleaver. I like that. If you guys want to check out my review for the Final Chapter, I'll leave a link down below to it, or I'll put an annotation on the screen if you guys want to check it out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite Friday the 13th sequel. It's a great one. And then, of course, my number one is the classic. You can't go wrong with the classic. Even though Jason's not in it, I thought that Betsy Palmer, just great in it, you know, acting like just a sweet mother, you know, oh, my son drowned, and, you know, I'm all sad. Now I'm going to get revenge, which I honestly think is a really great idea just on its own. And I can actually see this happening, you know, just a mother losing her son because the counselors were off doing something stupid, doing drugs, having sex, or whatever. And we're watching the kid, so she goes on a rampage and basically takes revenge. Really good one. And of course, this probably is the favorite kill, the kill of Kevin Bacon, where he's laying on the bed and the spear comes up through his neck and spins around and there's blood coming out of it. Always a good one. You know, but like I said, probably my best one. One of my favorite slashers of all time, Friday the 13th, right here. Definitely. Yeah, not much to say about it. Well, anyway, guys, I know this was a bit of a lackluster video, but that is my ranking of the Friday the 13th series. Feel free to let me know what are your favorite movies in the Friday the 13th series. I'd love to, you know what movies you prefer over the others. And thanks for watching. Now that it's getting close to Halloween, I actually have a lot of videos I'm planning on doing. So you guys might want to expect 1 or 2 videos a day. I'm probably going to start doing. I've got some reviews coming. I'm thinking about reviewing The Lords of Salem and also Curse of Chucky, which are 2 movies I've been wanting to see for a long time. So I'll definitely be doing those. And I'll also be doing a video where I show off pretty much my top 20 favorite horror movies. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching my ranking video of the Friday the 13th series. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.